Yo, what up? Welcome back to another quick Flutter tutorial. In this one, I'm going to be showing you line by line how I go about creating good looking UIs like this from scratch. On this channel, I've already made individual tutorials for each widget I'm about to use, so if you need more explanation on a particular widget, you can go check out my Widget of the Day playlist. One more thing to mention before we get started is I'm not going to be doing any state changes in this video. My goal with this tutorial is to purely focus on how to use the common widgets to cook up a nice looking UI. So I've created a new Flutter project, and before I get stuck into it, the first thing I always do is to prepare any icons and images we might need. Check out my other video if you need to know a quick way to get some custom icons, but I've already prepared the ones we will need, which are just some company logos and some menus and search bars and things like that. So it's not that many images that we're going to use, but it'll be enough for today. Now you can download this project from my Gumroad, which I'll link below, that contains the full code as well as these icons. So let's bring this folder of icons into my project that I just created. Now if you open up the project, we're going to need to go to the pubspec.yaml to tell the project that we're going to import some icons, so library/icons, and let's save that. And we want to create this from scratch, so I'm going to delete everything below the main function, and I'm just going to create a stateless widget called my app and create our material app. And then let's create another file called homepage.dart, and inside let's just create a basic scaffold. Awesome, so this should just be a blank app, and this is where we're going to start. Now for the background color, let's just give it a light gray. And in the body, I'm going to create a column, and let's give a little structure, like a little plan of what we need to create. Now the very first thing is the app bar. Now usually the normal way to create an app bar is like this, but instead of a traditional app bar, I'm just going to create it in the column because it's just going to be one icon for us. So yeah, just creating it in the column will do. And beneath this app bar, let's have some text saying discover a new path, and then we have a search bar below that, and then we've got the For You job cards and also the recently added job cards, which we'll call it job tiles because it's more horizontal than anything. And now let's start filling this out. So for the app bar, like I said, this is not necessarily going to be a traditional app bar because I'm just going to have one icon up there. And so I'm going to create a container of height 50, and let's grab our image that we imported earlier. So this is just the menu from the left that I want to use. And it looks like it's scrunched to the top. So let's just create a bit of a sized box at the top. And I'm going to add a padding to space it from the left by 25 pixels. Awesome. Now one thing I like to do with the icons is to give it a border. So you can see a little white border there, and give a padding for inside of this container. And to make your apps look pretty nice, we want to round these corners. So the border radius, I'm just going to specify to 12. And also the color of the container itself, let's give it a lighter gray. So this is a look that I like to do. Now below this, let's just create a bit of space, and then create a text widget saying discover a new path. Awesome. For this one as well, I just want to add a padding to the left to make it 25. And looks like with this overall column, one of the things you can specify that we're going to need is the cross-axis alignment, which we're going to specify to be start. So it's all going to shift to the left. Cool. Now this text widget, let's change up the style. I want to make it a bit bigger and also bold. And add a bit of space below that, and then we want to have a search bar. So with this, we want to use a text field so that we can actually type some things in there. Now I made a separate whole tutorial for text fields, so check that out if you need. Now there's a lot of things that we can use to decorate this text field, but the way I'm going to go about this is to wrap the text field in a container, and let's decorate the container. And of course, with all of the elements on the screen, I want to have a padding of 25 on either side horizontally. Awesome. Now I want to add a search icon at the start of this text field, which you can actually specify a prefix icon inside the text field, or we can just wrap it in a row and bring in the search image that we imported. Awesome. And then let's just use an expanded widget on the text field to fill up the rest of the space. Cool. So this is looking good so far. Now let's do what I always like to do, which is make the border white. And let's round these corners off. Okay, so the search bar is pretty good. Now let's wrap the search bar in another row. And on the right side of the row, I want to have an extra button for the preferences. If the user needs to change up some filters and some preferences when it comes to the search, this is what the button is going to be used for. Cool. Now below that, let's grab the text widget we used earlier, and instead we're going to write for you. And in here, we're going to use a list view. Now, just to know how much of the space we want to occupy, let's say a container of height 200, and let's just say blue just to see how high that is. Yep, that's pretty good. Now I want to use a list view. And again, this is a widget that I went into depth in a separate tutorial. So check that out if you need a bit of a refresher on list views. But essentially it's just a list, and what we're going to return is a job card. Now we haven't created this job card yet, so let's go to the library, and I'm going to create a new folder called utilities. And inside this folder, let's create something called a job card. This is going to be a card that represents the different jobs that are available from different companies. So let's think about what each card would require. The first thing is I need to know the company's name, the job title, and the logo, so like the image path, and also maybe like an hourly rate. And then let's create the constructors for this. This is something called object-oriented programming. And let's create this card. So overall, I want to have a column. And at the beginning of a row, let's create the image. And below it, we want to display the job title as well as the hourly rate. So there's a lot of things that we need to decorate up about this job card. But first of all, let's just come back to our home page and see how this looks so far. So now we can import this job card that we created, and we have to fill out these different parameters. So as we said, the first one is the company name. And just to see if this works, let's just give it a string. Let's say Uber, job title is UI designer. And for the logo image path for Uber, this is where we stored it. And the hourly rate is an integer, so let's just say 45 for now. Cool, if we save it, you can see on the screen the 3 cards are there. Now with this particular list, I want to make it horizontal. So let's specify this scroll direction to be horizontal. And now we can come back to our card and try to decorate this up to our liking. So the first thing is let's just give it a color so that we can actually see the card. And let's also add some padding to the left. And some padding inside the container. And I think we can make this list, the height of it, a bit smaller actually. And the width of this card to be a bit longer. So we want this kind of rectangle card. Awesome, now let's wrap this entire container in something called clip rect, which just rounds the corners. And between the company logo and part-time, I want to specify this main axis alignment to space between so that it's spaced apart like that. And for the part-time, I want to add it in a container so that I can just make this a little bit more nicer. Okay, now I think we can make this logo just a tad bigger. And in the column, you can see the UI designer and the 45, it's all aligned in the middle. So this is where we're going to specify the cross-axis alignment to be start, which shifts it all to the left. And also the main axis alignment, I want to space between, so it kind of spaces it out. Awesome, now let's decorate each text widget. So with the job title, I want to make this a bit bigger, so make it bold as well. And for the hourly rate, if it's 45, then we're going to need to add a $sign on the left and a per hour on the right. Cool, so this looks pretty good so far. Now, coming back to our home page, we Obviously, you don't want to hard code this type of information in. So let's come up to the top and I'm going to create a list called jobs for you. And in this list, what we're going to do is to create the information for each job card. Okay, so first thing is the company name, then the job title, the logo image path, and the hourly rate. So for the first card, let's just say the same things that we had before for Uber. And if I just copy a few of these, now we can say, okay, well, the second one is Google. We can change up the job title and the image path as well as the hourly rate. Okay, and then we'll have an Apple version as well. So this way, we don't actually hard code this in. We can say jobs for you, which is the list. And we're looking at the current index. And we just want the 0th item in that list. Okay, and for job title, it's the same thing, but 1, and then 2, and then 3. So this way we can cycle through whatever is in the jobs for you list. So this type of coding is really helpful and more scalable because you can see in like item count, I don't have to specify like a hard coded 3. We can say, oh, the length of jobs for you. So just however many is in there. So later when you're working with some backend stuff to retrieve information, you can just add it to this list and then it'll automatically adjust itself. Now, one problem is the hourly rate is actually meant to be an integer, not a string. Awesome. Now, below that, let's finally fill out the bottom half, which is the recently added job titles. So recently added. Now, with this list on the bottom, I want to just fill out the entire bottom side of the app. So I'm just going to use an expanded widget and put a list view inside that. And similarly, we haven't created this recent job card. So let's come up to the utilities folder and inside let's create a new file. And this is going to be very similar to the job card we created before. But we're going to make it more horizontal. So it's going to be a long row, and inside I just want to have the logo first, followed by the text widgets of the job title and the company information and things like that. We can come back to our homepage now and fill out what we need to fill out. And also I'm just going to copy this and create another list called recent jobs. And let's just change this up a bit. Cool, so there it is. Now let's come back to our recent job card file and now let's decorate it up again. So first thing is the container decoration. Let's just add a lighter gray. And let's give some padding on the bottom of each of these tiles. And with this, we actually can get rid of this sized box because we want to be able to scroll directly below the recently added text widget. And then let's add some padding to this list so that we have some horizontal padding. And of course, let's clean up these borders to fit our design. Awesome, and then some inside padding. And now with the logo, let's create a little box around it. It's looking pretty good so far. Let's create a little space between the logo and the text. And again, you can see this column again. We want to specify the cross-axis alignment to be start. And the job title, we want to make it a little bit bigger and bolder than the company name. Okay, now with the numbers in the end, the 20, 95, 44, this price, we want to put it on the very right hand side. So we're going to specify the main axis alignment to be space between. Now, because we have a few widgets inside of this tile, I only want the numbers to be on the complete right side and everything else to be completely on the left hand side. So the logo and the web designer text, I'm going to wrap those in its own row, then we can get this effect. So we have everything we want on the left hand side and the numbers on the right hand side. So hopefully that made sense. And of course with the numbers we actually need to add a $sign on the left and a per hour on the right. Cool, so it's coming along pretty well. Now let's just decorate this up by adding a green bubble around it. Awesome, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys understood and followed along pretty okay. You can download this entire project with my full code and the images and stuff inside of it from my Gumroad, which I'll link in the description below. But I hope this tutorial was of some value for you guys. Play around with it and let me know if you have any questions about it. But other than that, that's it for today, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Laters!